Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening, everybody. It's Friday night. If you're watching us in the Pacific or in California, where I'm normally based at, it is 9:06 p.m. And if you're watching us in the Philippines, where I'm currently at, it is 1:06 p.m. in the afternoon. So magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. As always, I hope that you had a wonderful lunch, or some people are having their lunch with your loved ones, friends, family, significant others. So if you're watching us in the Pacific, good evening, everybody. Here in Manila, it is a Saturday afternoon. So magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. If you're watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good evening, good good day. Happy viewing sa inyong lahat. So our Team Replay and Team Share, yung mga Team Doha, Qatar natin, Team Europe, Team Asia Pacific, at Team, of course, North America. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and have a pleasant evening, pleasant morning, pleasant afternoon sa inyong lahat. And before anything else, maganda yung topic natin for today. Hopefully, you're able to catch up. We're live on different platforms, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Also, we are live on, additional to our platform, is Amazon Music. So you just click on those, and if you get the announcement, you just click on those on the link. So we made it very easy for you. Simultaneously, we are also live on PHLB Radio Facebook page, as well as PHLB Radio YouTube channel. A lot of you still are asking us, where can we watch the previous shows? Or if we're late, where can we watch it? It's so easy. Just go to PHLB Radio YouTube channel, or you could go to our Facebook page, or you could go to my Facebook page, and it will be posted there as well. Now, also, if you are part of Amazon Fire TV, just look for PHLB Radio channel, and if you're using Alexa, just say, Alexa, PHLB Radio. Play PHLB Radio, and of course you could watch us on our website, which is www.phlbradio.com. Yan. Maganda tuloy. Okay, and then our first honor is si Ernie. Ernie's watching us from the Philippines. Happy viewing sa'yo. A lot of things have been happening here in the Philippines. As you know, it's a brand new year. It's 2026. It's the 9th day here, well, in America, but here it's already the 10th day. So tapos na yung Christmas, New Year, Three Kings, and now people are looking forward to Chinese New Year, February 17. But and of course, Valentine's Day, February 14. Talking about that, ito, pakita muna natin to help our friends doing a wonderful pre-Valentine concert. And that's happening in California at the Kennedy Center of Performing Arts, and that's going to be the Playlist of the Heart, and that stars definitely the Valadier par excellence, and none other than Nonoy Suniga, and the music festival queen, that is Ivy Violan. It's happening at the Kennedy Center of the Performing Arts, and it's going to be February 1st at 5:30 p.m. So that's going to be very, very interesting, because this is the first time that they'll be together in one show. In the past, Ivy had guested at Nonoy Suniga's concert, but not as a tandem. So this will be definitely a show not to miss. And what a way to celebrate a pre-Valentine, the pre-Valentine show that is going to be Playlist of the Heart. Teka, si Angeline Tabuena, Amar, si Angeline lagi nang present. Hi Angeline. Tabuena, happy viewing sa'yo. Of course, my good friend Gilda Cooper, si Jigs Cooper is watching us from Carson, California. Angelina, remind us again where you're watching us. I'm not sure whether it's Pasig or it's Parañaque, but just let us know where you're watching us from. But definitely, welcome to our show, Angelina Tabuena. Yan. Maganda yung show natin for today. Oh, before anything else, I was privileged and honored to be able to go to a celebration, a 61st celebration, a birthday celebration yesterday. I think you remember if you've been watching our show, we did a show in the past about the Anawin Foundation, where they housed the abandoned elderly. Ang ganda po talaga, and we did a complete show on that. It is based in Payatas, somewhere in Payatas, in Quezon City, in Payatas, Montalban. And of course, we were there. There was a celebration that took place. This is the second time that Cesar Ong, who's celebrating his 61st birthday, will show him. So he provided food and not only snacks for the people, but also definitely for dinner as well, and donated 10 bags of fries. So that was really appreciated. And of course, this is the family of June Ong. So happy birthday, happy 61st birthday to you. And that's the family. And he does this every year to different orphanages as well as house for the aged. But this particular time, 2 years in a row he did this, and I'm showing this because you know how sometimes we celebrate birthdays, we throw away big parties and we give good parties and all that, but sometimes it comes to a point whereby you have to make. I think it comes with age maybe, or the wisdom comes in the picture, that sometimes instead of throwing a big party where people would patronize you and will celebrate with you, what better way to celebrate a birthday, a milestone of a birthday, than to be able to open your hearts as well as your wallet, to be able to do something nice to the people, not only for the kids but also for the elderly, especially those that needs attention, those they need the love and care. So it was for me, it's so humbling. It is such a privilege to see this, and I was a witness to that, and I guess I'm sharing that with you because I guess big party is great as well, but when you make a difference in people's lives, and I think the reward is much better, and the satisfaction as well as the happiness would be priceless, or is priceless. Okay, well, just talking about Ivy Violan, the music festival queen of the Philippines. Yeah, and I read the Ivy. I think you missed it. We did a show. We kind of for the past few shows already, we're promoting heavily playlist of the heart, of course, with you and of course our good friend Nonoy Suniga. That's happening at the Kennedy Center of Performing Arts, February 1st at 5:30. So we already promoted that as well, and we do that. Yeah, here we're showing it again, and for tickets, of course, tickets are already out, and you could call also for sponsorships, and the numbers you could see is on that poster. And I think can you highlight that, so at least we were able to show them where to get the tickets. Okay, the tickets would be, hold on, let me grab the poster that I have here somewhere. And for tickets for the playlist of the hearts and sponsorship as well, you could call this following numbers. It's going to be area code 213-600-3011, or you could call, there's more numbers, or you could call area code 951-208-6761, or area code 213-600-0581. And this is a show not to miss, because not only you have the Valadier par excellence, Nonoy Suniga, now partner with Ivy Violan, the music festival queen of the Philippines. And like what I said earlier, Ivy had guested before in a Nonoy Suniga concert, but this will be the first tandem that they would have together in one show. So imagine the beautiful playlist of songs that they'll be performing for you guys. So in my book, I've seen both artists doing their solo concert, but put them in tandem, that is one show that not to be missed. Sabi nga nila, 2 thumbs up, way up. So it's going to be February 1st, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. at the Kennedy Center of the Performing Arts. And it's going to be 8331 Walker Street in La Palma, California. Yan. So there you go. So sabi nga ni Ivy Violan, hello to all the viewers. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so 213-600-3011. Nako, if I were you, you buy your tickets as early as now. For sure, all the Ivy Violan's concert, solo concert as well, of course, Nonoy Suniga's concert, they're always sold out. So para not to miss and not to make sure that you watch the show, get your ticket now as soon as possible because tickets are going fast. Yan. So, okay, we talk about the music of the heart. We talk also of the birthday celebration. Minus the, I think there's a lot of noise going on my end because there's some construction going on at the subdivision where my mom's house is located. But hopefully they would be able to be quiet so I could finish my show. One of the thing too for 2026, ang dami pong, yan. Oh, yan. Ako, nagbigay pa ng information. Senior special super VIP tickets are selling at 1,200. VIP tickets at 100. Then, of course, there's 75 and 50. So it's SVIP is 1,200. It's not 1,000 or 120. That's 120. $120. VIP is $100, $75 and $50. Beautiful home, Josh. Yes, this is my mom's home. Like what I said before, hindi po wallpaper yan. This is really my mom's wonderful, beautiful home that she built for us. Anyways. Thank you. I was caught off guard there. So one of the reasons why we're doing this today is because it's the 10th day here in the Philippines and it's the 9th day in America. And a lot of us needs to be reminded. We need to be reminded of things that we can and we should not post on our social media. So, ang dami nag-PPM sa akin. So, yung mga nag-PPF po, I'm doing a show right now live. So anyways, one of the things that came across my path, and of course, some of you would like to know more about it. These are the things that we should not post on our social media because as we all know by now, especially the 2026, everything is AI, artificial intelligence. Everything is we're really into social media. We're into Facebook. We are really heavily in Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and so on and so forth. But a lot of times too, we need to be constantly reminded, especially this new year, this 2026, that we need to be cautious, we need to be careful, and we just need to be cognizant of the possible scamming that could happen. And sometimes the scammers, they're getting their information none other than from ourselves. So this will be our topic for today. So I came across on this thing at one of the posting in online. But I'd like to tackle that as a segue for our show today. Sabi nga nila, a lot of times nga sila nagkakaroon ng access sa atin mismo, ang mga scammers are because of the posting that we do online. So first on the list, sabi nga, do not post photos of your IDs, boarding passes, tickets, or documents. Even small details can be misused. And I've seen this time and time again when friends or even family, they're traveling on vacation, they have this habit of posting their boarding passes. Kahit alisin nyo po yung seat number or yung flight number, you're giving the information to potential scammers to know that you're gonna be out of your home, that you're going to be on vacation. So not only scammers online, there could be robbers and people who could go into your home knowing that no one's going to be there. So I still don't understand why people have the habit of posting their boarding passes or tickets, airline tickets. I don't really get it, but I think it's a precaution for people to not know where you're going or if you're gone. If you really have this habit or penchant of posting your tickets or your boarding passes, I would rather do it like after the fact that you already arrived back to your home base. If so, at least it doesn't give that information that you're going to be out of town or out of your home. And also, not only that, not only boarding passes, tickets. You sometimes, especially when we get a promotion, we get a reward from companies. Sometimes we have this tendency of posting the IDs, the identification cards that we have. Sometimes even I've seen posting on the internet the driver's license because they're so excited they just got, or their child or their children just got or passed the driving exam, and they even though you blurred some information, there's a way of these scammers to be able to get into those blurred copies of blurred pictures, and they're able to retrieve those information as well. So as a precaution, wag na lang po kayong mag-post. Okay. Now, the other one is don't post your exact location in real time, like what I said, especially when you're alone or away from home, because that kind of, especially you're giving a intimate detailed information about your whereabouts. So you could always post it, especially if you already gone on vacation, you could always post a throwback or a vacation after the fact. You could show all your pictures, and if you go to Europe, Asia, Middle East, or wherever part of the world, do not post it in real time. Post it after the fact that you came back from your vacation. So at least that can, hindi naman po kailangan malaman nila yung whereabouts mo. If they're so curious and they're so close to you as friends and family, obviously you can call them, pick up the phone, and it's more personalized, as well as telling the whole world where you're gonna be or where you're at. And that's gonna open more problems. If I were you, I would try to avoid such posting. Okay, another one, and a third is when you post your phone numbers, emails, and addresses, and when they're still visible. Oh, and I'm guilty of that because when I first joined Facebook, on the profile picture, on the profile side of things, I was able to put my phone number, my US phone number, and lo and behold, I'm getting a lot of marketing calls. And at first, I didn't understand where they're getting my numbers. But a friend of mine said, and again, I did this when I was fairly new with Facebook, because on my profile, it would say phone number, and I put my phone number, and my friend, who's very savvy when it comes to technology, said, because I was telling her, I don't understand how they get hold of my phone number. And they said, oh, let's check your Facebook profile. And voila, lo and behold, my cell number is posted on that. So the scammers or the people who are the marketing gurus or the marketing people were able to call me and incessantly ring my cell phone to offer me things and products that they are selling. Okay, so that's third. Now, fourth, especially when especially for people when you have some problems with your workplace, when you had some altercation or exchanges, there's some tendency of ours because we kind of go into things that we don't like about our work, about our bosses, our people we work with, our co-employees, or people that irks you, people that bothers you. You need to make sure that you are aware that any issues on the workplace, do not advertise it, do not post it, because at the end of the day, this posting might hurt you or might haunt you in the future, especially when we don't know where or who read all those posting that you do, but it's better to keep it private. When you have you had a fight, you have an exchange of words, or there's things that bothers you at work, it's best kept secret or kept to yourself. Okay, that and let's see. Five, item number five. Oops, okay, hold on. Item number five. Yeah, and tie up with this conflict that you might have with at your workplace are the family conflicts that you might have with your brothers, your sisters, your wives, your significant others, your boyfriend, your in-laws. Do not post it. I still don't understand why people would like to post it on the net, whether it's in different social media. If you are harboring all these ill feelings, just keep it to yourself. You don't have to announce it to the world. Sabi nga, you don't need to wash dirty linens online because you don't know where things can go or how things can be perceived or how things can be captured online by people who would be nosy or who are nosy about your life and what's going on with your family. So it's best do not again post dirty linens on the net. If you have any conflicts or private conversation with your family or friends, what it says, private. Okay. Now, another thing is number 6, financial struggles. Or if you have cash or you just won the lottery or you have cash in hand, we sometimes, of course, we have friends and family that we know of very close to us that they just got a promotion or they got a huge raise, and not only they said that they got a promotion, they sometimes they even put down like they're getting a 6-figure, 7-figure salary, and at the same time we have people who are asking for help financial, and they put that on the net. Iba po naman yung GoFundMe because the GoFundMe is a service especially for people in need, but it's really voluntarily. But my take on that is do for all these things that you need to be more aware of what things could be posted on the internet. Your financial problem, your financial struggles should be kept private. Kasi hindi nyo naman gustong i-announce to the world that you're having financial difficulty or you're really having a very hard time. And these are really best kept secret to the to the closest friends and family that you have. Kasi especially, sadly, in our culture, mas hindi nyo alam kung sino yung natutuwa o yung gustong tumulong o yung iba nga parang we're built in a culture na mahilig tayo sa chismis, and sometimes the chismis could be bad because we don't know who this person will be sending the message to or will be sharing the message, and sometimes we don't know whether they care about us or they just want something to talk about negatively about you. Okay? Si Mirna Caparas is watching us. Mirna Caparas is a beautiful cousin of mine from my father's side, the Caparas side. And Mirna is instrumental on the things that I'm doing with the properties that we have in Laguna. So maraming salamat, Mirna. And, teka, ito pa, yung mga parents naman yan, it's importante. Do not post children's routine, school work, or daily schedules. And why is that? For obvious reason, especially now in different parts of the world, including the Philippines, marami pong mga kidnappings going on. So you don't really want people to know your children's whereabouts, even your own whereabouts. Kasi po, you don't know what they could do with the schedule. You just need to be very careful. You just need to be cautious about things because there are things that you can share on the net, but there's still things and a lot of things that you should keep private. Okay. Teka, ang daming nagte-text. Also, ito naman, depending on your purpose, on your goals, yung sometimes we tend to hindi ko alam kung nagpapaawa or we're asking for sympathy or we're asking for prayers. But a lot of times people would have this tendency of posting their lab results. If it's negative, say negative COVID, negative HIV, negative on say on any any diseases, I think that's not bad at all. But what's really the purpose? Because if why announce it to the whole world? Are you asking for sympathy? And asking for prayers is wonderful because sometimes you could be asking for other prayer warriors to help you. But when you post pictures of you in the hospital, so what's really the purpose? Are you just keeping it to circle of your friends? And what you could do if this information you really want to share just to your friends, what you need to do is you go to your profile page, go to security and privacy, and for that particular posting, if you really have to, you could always click where the sharing would take place. There's a window or there's a button that is for global sharing, meaning everybody who has an internet who would have a access to online would be able to see you and whatever you post, or you could limit. There's a way of limiting it just among your friends, and that's one thing that I need to make sure that we are all aware of. And then yung mga our information on banking, not only sometimes we even though we remove like some of the numbers, and the mere fact that you're telling the whole wide world and the internet world that you bank, say with Bank of America, with Union Bank, with Chase Bank, with Banco de Oro if you're in the Philippines, with Sterling Bank. Why? What's the purpose? Why? You really have to go deeper. And to are you bragging about it that you have all these accounts? What's really the purpose of why you're posting it? Especially, maybe you're proud that you have all this banking account, but do you really have to announce it online? And what's really the purpose of that? Um, Oh, another thing is like number 10, when you go out with friends and families and you start drinking and you start uh, showing pictures and videos of you having fun, uh, as long as they are acceptable, meaning you're not drunk enough, you're not taking off your clothes, you're not dancing on the ledge, I think those are okay because you want to announce to the worldwide world that you're having a celebration. For people to imitate, like what June Ong did, celebrating it with with the elderly people, the abandoned early people. So it's more of an inspiration for other people to do the same. And one thing is you need to be careful when you take pictures of crowds. You cannot take their pictures without their permission. You have to do it behind from the back, so at least their face are not shown on any of your videos. Okay, now these are my add-ons. One of the things that I think we talked about in past shows will be the OTP, diba? The OTP numbers or the codes. Because when you do change information or when you update your access to any of the platforms that you might have, like the banking or even the Yahoos or the Gmails, there's always a second layer of authenticity where you could put your password. And sometimes when you're making changes on all those, there's a tendency that people, that this agency or this company will send you an OTP. It's a code. Do not post that on the internet, and let alone do not send it to anybody, because that's really personal and private. And a lot of times, when you send that OTP, especially when people would call you, one of the things that the banks would be advising us or had been advising us would be they will never call you to get your password, to ask for your codes, or to ask for any ID number, password number, as well as your account number online. They will never do that. So, Ed, one thing you need to be very aware of is when and we talk about that in past shows, I just need to reiterate it. There's a tendency now of scammers of saying that you want a certain price and you need to click on a link. Make it a rule. Do not click. If there's a link and you're not familiar with that link, or it's coming from a bank, it's coming from Social Security, it's coming from a government agency, what you need to do is you call that agency, or you, if you have a reason, if you have a way of going and getting in touch with the branch manager or to the bank where you bank, you ask, you give that information, and you ask first if they had called you or they had sent you an email with a link. A lot of times when they said, "Oh, your points are gonna expire if you don't click on this link," any link, this is what I was told, any link sent over the internet by any bank or any agency, do not click on it, because the scammers has a way of getting into those links and would be able to capture all the information that you will be sharing. Yan. So importante po the information that we put online. A lot of times the people would ask me, what about when you go to restaurants and people would take pictures of foods? I don't see anything wrong with that, because I personally would do that, but I really don't post it on the internet, not unless this food are one of a kind, or I'm traveling. But normally all my posting would be done after the fact or after I come back, unless I'm doing a show with highlights or travel log of such matter. But I'm just being very careful nowadays because of all the scammers and all the things happening. And the funny thing, and this is a joke among my friends and family, in the olden days, not now, prior to the advent of technology, where it's not as prevalent as now, or it's not like in the back, it's just like in our palm of our hands. In the past, when food are placed, we're eating in the restaurants, food are placed on the table, the first thing we do is we pray, right? In the olden days. But now prayer became secondary, because people would take pictures first of the plating, on how the presentation of these foods looks like. So it's really changed because of technology. Now, see, Chloe Marie Mendy is watching us from Parajac 7. Alexander Francisco is watching us in Quezon City. Si Doc Rosana Miller Barrera is watching us from Doha, Qatar. Happy viewing to all the Filipinos in Doha, Qatar. Happy viewing sa inyo lahat. And welcome. So we already touched 12 of the reminders on what not to post on the internet. So I'm asking everybody if you have additional tips on what not to post on the internet. Please do put that on our chat room, so at least people will be aware, especially when you encounter or experience something like that became instrumental because of the posting that you did. It created more problem than a solution. Si Roynick Hernandez is watching us from Project 7, Quezon City. Marami tayong mga viewers and listeners sa Quezon City today. Yeah, so let's see pa. So we talk about it. In summary, we talk about do not post ID pictures, boarding passes, tickets, and any documents that would have your name and your location. And then, of course, when you do not post any location real time, especially if you're traveling or you're out of the country or out of the state. tapos screenshot o photo numbers, emails or addresses, because definitely the scammers are always looking into that. Don't post any conflicts that you might have at work or even in your family. So try to avoid those. Again, I am a stickler for those people washing dirty linens in public. Family, tapos don't post financial struggles or cash on hand or any promotion that you might have, especially when you incorporate it with money. Sabi nga nila, paminsan-minsan, it's nice to keep your some part of you private, because that's how you could be wary of things. And then yung medical results also and hospital photos, unless you are ready, depending on your purpose. If kasi there's a way naman of just sharing to your intimate friends, but it doesn't have to be shared to the whole wide world. And then of course yung mga teka ano pa, oh yeah, and then yung if you, especially the photos or videos of you being in an uncompromising position, like if you're in a party and you're already drunk, you lost it, and you're basically dancing on the ledge, things that might things that might jeopardize your image or your reputation. Just be careful of that. And of course, I mentioned also about the bank's information, your account number, your OTP, your codes, your password. Those should not be posted at all without reason. And if you really want to share those intimate information about you, you could always go to your profile picture and change the sharing button, whether you share it to the whole world or to the public, or you just share it to some few friends. And in the future, we'll talk about that as well. And I'll guide you step by step on how to do that if you're not familiar with that yet. Sabi ni Rosana Miran Barrera, Phil Davila, and Adele Ordinario. Oh yeah, where's Adele? I wonder. Adele, I know you are nursing some colds and coughs, and hopefully by now you're okay. And Adele normally would watch us in Long Beach or in Las Vegas. Sabi ni Gilda Cooper, si Jig, sabi niya, good topic tonight, very helpful. Oh, I'm glad that you like that. I made it, it was a deliberate intention for me to do that because I want to make sure we start the year right. Enough of these scammers, enough of this problem, because I have a good friend last year who were scammed, friends who were scammed, and it took at least a day or so to be able to clear everything up. It is just a challenge and taxing and troublesome if the scammers would be able to get hold of any information that you would have. Yeah, sabi ni Rosana Miller Barrera, yes, medical and health issues. Unless you want the whole world, or what's really your purpose? Like what I said earlier, are you asking for prayers? That's why you're telling people about it, or are you asking for sympathy? Because if you're asking money, there's always a way of doing the GoFundMe. Okay. Sammy Francisco is watching us as well from Quezon City. Like what I said, diba? Marami tayong mga tao nagwa-watch sa atin sa Quezon City today. I know it's a lot of you are still out, and I was surprised. Two of my good friends are still celebrating or will be having their Christmas party. And I said, huh? Eh, di ba January na? And well, they said because of the busyness of the season from last year, they have no choice but to do their Christmas parties now in January. And for me, I kind of feel it. I kind of know that it's kind of odd, but it is what it is, and different strokes for different folks. Yeah, so yun po ang topic natin. It's not going to be as long compared to other shows that I've done in the past. This is just a reminder of things that you should not post on the internet. I know there's some people who are really into the net and they really do all their communication online, but you need to be you need to be aware. You just need to be careful. You need to be cautious and what you're sharing online. Sabi nga, there's this adage, there's this trite comment that when you post anything on the internet, you don't know where it's gonna be and who's reading it, unless you put a private on who to share it with. But it is important we are all aware and cognizant that once you put on in the net, it's there perpetual, even though you you removed it or you take it down, this information, you don't know how many people were able to do a screenshot of your information already that could potentially harm you in the long run. So be very, very cautious, especially in this day and age, because technology, if it's not, technology is great. I mean, it makes our life easier. It makes our life very convenient, but technology is only good as to the purpose and to the user and what it's being used for. So if it's being used to con people, to hurt people, to scam people, then you need to be careful. It is important also to be aware of the surroundings and to be aware that when you connect to a public internet, scammers, hackers are able to get in to your password, to your bank account. So just be careful. If you're not too sure of the privacy and the safeness of the internet connection, do not check your bank account. Do not check your email because it would say unsecured connection. So you only do it. I know it's kind of sad that instead of these people, the hackers, the scammers, instead of them using their talents, using their God-given gifts for good use, they have the tendency to, or the penchant, or the inclination to con people. And what a sad way of living if your purpose in life is to hurt other people as opposed to doing something beneficial to you, to the mankind. Yeah. So yun po ang ating topic for today. So hopefully you learn from the reminders to have for 2026, and that's already been circulated also online. I just want to make sure we highlight that this week para to make sure that we are all aware, we are all familiar with what's going on in the wide world or the internet, because there's so many things happening now. Masyadong mabilis ang technology, and sometimes a lot of us, especially those who are not computer savvy, would be so sad and would be so worried. Nothing to worry, just need to be careful. Nothing to be fearful. You just need to be you just need to be aware of what this information that you share online could could either hurt you or help you. Teka. Ito rin, sabi ni Alexander Francisco, thank you. Sabi niya, comment niya, ang sobrang pag-post, lalo na ng mga real-time location at daily routine, ay panganib sa iyong seguridad. Yan. Binibigyan mo ng idea ang mga masasamang loob kung nasaan ka at kung kailan walang tao sa bahay ninyo. Like what I discussed earlier, be worry about posting real time. Kasi it's like it's like a flag saying, "Oh, I'm not here. I'm in another location. Find me there," or you could hurt me, or I mean, it's one thing for you to tell people in real time your whereabouts, but you're giving them, like what I said earlier, what we discussed earlier, you're giving them an innermost information about who you are, where you are, and what's your plan for the week or the month, especially when you're traveling. So be very, very, very careful. So with that, maraming salamat po for tuning in. Another show passed, and this one is more of an pabala, okay, or a notice of encouragement, a notice of warning, a notice of advice and reminder para be careful, especially this 2026. We're just starting off the bat, we're just starting a new year. Wag po tayong magpadala sa mga scammers, mga hackers na yan that potentially would give us more problem than what it is. And the time spent correcting all these things or to undo what you did would be very, very difficult. So, paalala lang po ang ating show today. So at least everybody would be aware. So with that, maraming salamat po for tuning in. Tomorrow it's going to be a live show again on Dear Kuya Josh. For now, Kuya Josh is tuning out for now. And enjoy the rest of the week. If you're watching us in the Philippines, it already is a Saturday. So there's one more day. If you're watching us in different parts of the world, depending on your time zone and your location, just enjoy it. And then I always hope that we have a fabulous, phenomenal week next week. And as a reminder, every time I close a show of ours, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people, it is already a guarantee. It will come back to you in so many ways, in different times, in different with different people in different situations. That's already a guarantee. And also, if and when you could do any act of kindness that you could show and share or do to people, it is already a guarantee. It will come back to you in so many ways, in different times, with different people, in different situations. And when you wake up in the morning, be grateful because you are given a new page on life that you could write on. If there's any errors or there's any mistake, you're given a chance to correct it this time. So take advantage of that because you are the control of you are in control of your life, and of course with with God's guidance, it cannot go wrong. And lastly, well, two more is when you wake up in the morning, be grateful that you have a new list on life to be able to write another page on your life. And lastly, when you wake up in the morning, choose to be happy because that's the only way you are able to face positively the curveball or the problems that might hit you that whole day. And with that, maraming salamat again for always being there for us, for always being there, tuning in every Friday, Saturday, or for Saturday and Sunday, depending on your location and your time zone. But maraming salamat po. For now, tuning in muna si Jush Andowitt until next week. And it's a brand new interview next week. I think you're going to enjoy our guest next week. I cannot tell you yet the name of the artist simply because I need to make sure that we are able to accord the right and just announcement for our celebrities. So with that, maraming salamat po. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and goodbye for now. I'll see you tomorrow. If you're watching us in the Philippines, it's going to be 2 p.m. If you're watching us in the Pacific, it's going to be 10 p.m. And if you're watching us or will be watching us in different parts of the world, just look for your location and the time zone where you are at. With that, maraming salamat po. You have a wonderful week, whatever left this week, and a wonderful, phenomenal, and productive week next week. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Bye for now. Take care.